right now in Canada, everybody has an idea of who's who. Obviously, if you're not playing OPDL, those coaches really don't pay attention to you because you're not OPDL or you're not MLS.
Do you feel that? Do you feel like that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Not good. And obviously, like underlooked. You have to send emails. You have to send like every day, like not just wasting your time in your room, just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram. You actually have to create an email, make sure it's tailored to the school program that you want, and then just keep sending emails with your highlight video, your resume, and why you're a good fit for that school.
In your experience in Spain, how was it overall?
I loved it. It was probably the best experience I've had in my lifetime. Like,
why?
Being independent off the field, obviously not having somebody there to bug you, and just the experience of meeting all those people, all the coaches, their attitude towards the game, their love towards the game is just different. It's just like I connected back to like my roots in Colombia.
What is like the main message of Select Generation? Like what do you think, like, okay, Sam's trying to tell me this?
Select Generation, I feel like their main message is that will help you reach the goal you want to get to. They want to help you through that pathway that you want to get to, right? But they will also be bold with you. Like if you're not good enough for that level and for that goal, they will tell you, and don't use that as criticism as, oh, like I'm not good enough, like I'm just gonna stop. No, use it as like, again, growth, as a thing that you can use as a stepping stone to actually get there, right? Yes, okay, so you're not good enough, you're not fast enough. Okay, so go to the gym, start focusing on speed. Like I feel like Select Generation really is bold with you and won't lie about your skills and your performance.
Felipe, what do you hope to get out of this podcast?
I really hope to get more knowledge and obviously exposure through this podcast.
Yeah, knowledge and exposure.
Yeah.
You think I can give you that?
I think you can do
Okay,
that.
here we go. Lots of pressure on me now. Okay. So, Felipe, for someone who's listening to this that doesn't know who you are, what's your story? What are you about?
So I grew up in Colombia. I lived there for 10 years. Then I moved to Canada through opportunity my dad got through work. And then in Canada, I started looking for a way to play soccer because in Colombia, I played for a big club called Millonarios Academy. And then in Canada, I started playing with a development academy. They usually focus on foundational skills. And off that, I found a tryout in London Alliance. And then that's the team I'm playing in now, which is going pretty good. We've gone a lot of tournaments and I've grown as a player and then as an individual.
So you were born in Colombia?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. How? And then you moved to Canada when you were how old?
10 years old.
Yeah, right. So would you consider yourself Canadian or Colombian?
Both.
Yeah, you're both?
Yeah.
Okay, who's your favorite player?
In Colombia?
Yeah.
Oh, James Rodriguez.
100%?
100%.
So, Felipe, I was excited that we were going to have this conversation today because I think our story together is interesting because I remember, I don't know why, but you know, like one of those players that I watched that I'm like, wow, that kid's going to be really good. I really like that player. I don't know what it was. I don't know. But I remember seeing you at this tournament in Tampa, like, what was it, 2 years ago now? September of what year are we in? 2025? September of 2023, probably. And I was like, wow, that kid's really good. And I had no idea, but that was like when we first started kind of scouting and going to tournaments and stuff. And I remember watching that team, had no idea who you were. And I remember I went up to the team manager and I was like, hey, who's that number 10? Like, do you know who he is? Oh, that's Felipe. I'm like, oh, nice. Do you mind if I like grab your phone number? And it was like a 519 area code. Yep. And I was like, and one of my friends at the time was from London. And it was like, that area code is London, Ontario. I was like, what the fuck? Like Canadians? Because we never really got any, watched any players from Canada. So I was like, oh, wow, that's really interesting. And then I remember we spoke a bit, kind of trying to figure out what you were trying to do and how old you are. And you were quite young at the time. I think you were a sophomore or junior? Sophomore in terms of the grade. From your experience and from your what's your version of the Select Generation story from your side?
Well, I really think I got lucky, you passing over my game and seeing me, and obviously me performing that well while you were there. And after getting that call and talking about what I wanted to do in the future and what your guys' plan was, it really convinced me and my dad that you guys weren't in it for the money. You guys were in it to actually develop players to the next level. And that really caught my attention on obviously playing overseas and just experiencing something outside my comfort zone, which really sold me, which I was really interested in.
Because I remember I think we when I first spoke to you,
Yeah.
you were kind of younger. So I was like, all right, I like you. And I was going to help you with like some college stuff and kind of mentoring you. And then it got to a point where we had the opportunity to get you out to Spain, and we were excited to kind of get you out there. So when was what are your goals as a footballer? Like, what do you think is a pathway that you would like to take? Like, where do you see yourself in 3-5 years?
In 3 and 5 years, I see myself either playing university D1, D2, D3 soccer in the States, or more preferably playing professional in Spain.
Okay. And for those type of pathways, why do you think you would get there, and why do you think you wouldn't get there?
I think I would get there because of my discipline. I really think that how you treat yourself off the pitch and after your trainings really affects your next match or your next fixture. And obviously for me, setbacks are a big thing. So obviously when you get injured, I don't really see it as something to fall back on, like to be like, oh, like I'm injured, I can't do anything, but like an opportunity to grow, to use it as a stepping stone to become a better person. And something that would make me like not get there to my goal would probably be being away from my family and friends. But obviously I hope to get over that with making new ones, which I'm pretty good at from those 2 weeks I spent with you guys in Spain.
So there is a lot of players that I speak to and they say, Sam, I want to be a professional footballer and I want to go and play Division 1 soccer. Why do you think you're different?
I think I'm different because I feel like I have more discipline than others, and I have that passion of I want to get involved with the ball as much as I can. Like even though like I lose the ball, I want to get it again, and I want to keep going keep attacking, keep defending. I just feel like I have that passion, that like spark that I really want to win. Like I want this to happen. You know?
What would you say are your biggest strengths as a footballer?
My biggest strength would definitely be, again, discipline and consistency. I really like to show up every day at the gym, every day at the fields, and just the passion for the game.
So you've got an interesting story because you grew up for the first 10 years of your life in Colombia and then you moved out to London, Ontario. What are the differences in Canadian youth football and Colombian youth football?
Colombian youth football is more about, you could probably think about it like flair, about who was like more technical ability, right? Who can dribble more of the players, who can like take the team on their back and actually move forward. In Canada is more about what team has more accomplishments, right? So as a team, can you win trophies? Can you win showcases? Can you win certain matches that will get you that exposure to the next level?
And if I have no idea about Colombian youth football, how would you describe it?
I would describe it using one word: passion. Everybody is fighting for their spot.
So when you were growing up in Colombia, did you play for a big academy? Did you just play with your friends? Like what level were you playing at?
So I played with my friends. So in Colombia, soccer is life. Like soccer is, you sleep soccer, you eat soccer, everything. You think about soccer. And I played for a big academy called Millonarios, which is one of the two biggest clubs in Bogota, is where I was born. And yeah.
And how was the level there? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. It was really high because everybody there is playing for something, right? They're playing for their family. They're playing to a way to get out, and being not having that, playing soccer as just as a hobby compared to those people that are actually trying to use that as their life is difficult.
Interesting. So when you first came from Colombia to Canada, did you speak English?
A little bit.
And how was the adjustment, socially, in your life, moving to Canada?
It was hard, but I feel like the social bubble that Canada has is very good to grow. So they really gave you room, and I learned English through just experience. So through going out with my friends and just talking is the my biggest way that I actually got comfortable in that space.
Did you when you were moving to Canada, were you excited or were you sad to be leaving your friends?
I think a bit of both. I was a bit more excited because I really wanted to experience something new, but obviously sad that I was leaving my friends and family back at home. So I think just relating back to the point to something that would set me back is that I already overcame that. So I already kind of have some like skills to get through that.
So, and then when you move from like a big academy in Colombia to Canada, how was the difference in football?
I feel like again, just team football was more important, like just playing as a group than just individuals.
Where, in Canada or in Colombia?
In Canada. In Canada, they focus more as how can the team perform better instead of individuals actually like taking on the work and like making that change in the team.
What is something that you're really passionate about in football, in getting better as a footballer? What's something that you give a lot of energy and a lot of attention to?
I like to create chances attacking forward. Like I really like to get on the ball and not just score for myself, but like just score for the team. So like I like to get on the ball and like just open up other chances and opportunities to actually score.
And when you've been growing up in Canada, did you ever feel like, well, I mean, London, Ontario, you've got like a lot of different cultures, haven't you? So you've got a lot of different people from all over the world. For someone that doesn't know London, Ontario, like how would you kind of describe like the types of people, the cultures that are there?
I would describe them as inclusive. Nobody really judged you who you are. They really accept because obviously soccer in Canada is not as big, but it's growing. And they really just took me how I was and the passionate kid I was about soccer. And one day would be playing baseball, but the other day would be playing soccer. And it was like, I would describe it as inclusive.
I had this conversation with Kyle earlier about like the pyramid of like youth soccer, and he was kind of describing it, and I didn't really understand it in terms of like you have OPDL and it's MIG or MI6 or.
So we have EMDSL, which is like house league kind of, and then we have regional, or now that they call it I model,
Sorry,
and then OPDL, and then I guess with the MLS teams, which are the Whitecaps and the TFC, and then CPL.
So for someone that doesn't understand youth soccer in Canada, how would you describe it?
I would describe it as a pathway that is not very effective right now, but it's obviously growing at a very fast pace.
How is it growing?
It's growing through like obviously through the exposure that the Canadian team is gaining, obviously making to the World Cup. It brings attention, and obviously immigrants from other countries are obviously contributing like a big time because they bring all their cultures and all their like styles of play into one.
What's the most difficult team that you've played against?
Woodbridge.
Why? Why are they so good?
They're so good because they're so physical and they are very well organized.
So when you're in London, London is what, 2 hours from Toronto?
Yes, 2 hours.
Is your league regionalized? Like, do you play against other teams in London, or do you have to travel a lot?
Yeah, so the league we were playing in iModel, we were playing on that region, on the West region, and then we played against the East region, which were all the Toronto teams like Power, the Woodbridge Regional, and like Cherry Beach.
So when you've been growing up in Canada, have you been playing for the same team the whole time you've been here, or have you bounced around different teams?
So I first started playing with the Development Academy, which really helped me. Like, it's called EDSS, and my coach Isa, he really developed me into the player I am today. Like the player that can play with both feet. Like I can switch.
You have a right foot?
I have a right foot. I promise you. And really helped me develop to who I am today. And then after that, I went to Alliance, and I just stayed with them the whole time.
And when do you think I mean, obviously you're still growing and adapting as a footballer. When do you think you've played your best football?
I think I've played my best football probably when you saw me. And then...
In Tampa?
In Tampa.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
That was your peak, you think?
I feel like that, or when I came back from Spain, because I really felt like competing at that high level and all the things that the coaches taught me just came into one. And then I could just, like, I already knew what was happening during the game. I obviously tried to send that to my teammates. Some of the tips that my coach gave me. Obviously, a big thing for me was press after lose. So after you lose the ball, you would press to get it back again. And I tried to like pass that on to my teammates. And yeah, I think that those 2 moments of my career have been really good.
So You went to Spain. What was the reason of you going to Spain?
I really wanted to develop and just gain all the connections I got from that experience were amazing, were eye-opening for me.
For a player that gets offered that opportunity that might be nervous or be like, oh, if that's a long way, have my friends and my family, I'm not sure if that's like be a bit hesitant about it. Did you feel any of those feelings?
Initially, yes, but after you make connections with the other players and you understand you guys are all in the same situation, you guys help each other. You guys, like, first day we went out and we played 6v6 in the yard.
Remember
And we
that,
all
yeah.
met each other and understood that we're all here to one thing.
But you learned that when you were in Spain. But when you were taking the decision, should I go or not? Like, how was that before you like signed the papers and were like, okay, I'm committing to this? Like, what was going through your head?
I really wanted to get better. I knew that was my pathway and that was my way that I was going to develop as a player.
And why did that opportunity, like, why did you think that about that opportunity? Because some players might think like, yeah, I'm going to go to Spain for 2 weeks, but I could just do that back home and just go to the gym and just get a trainer, and like I could do that when I'm at home. Like, why did you need to go to Spain for that?
Because I know that the technical aspect of the game is like really focused on in Spain. So I knew that I could sharpen my skills, and especially like my speed of play were a big factor that I wanted to improve on.
And do you feel like you did improve that?
Yes, 100%.
How? Why?
Because just we usually during practices, obviously 2 times a day, 2 hours, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, really like those drills that we're doing were in small, tight spaces. You only have 3-4 seconds to think about the next play. So as soon as you get the ball, you already know like the idea of where you're going to play and the next move and action.
And obviously, I think going out there was a good experience. You had a good time. What was the challenges of going out there? Was there a day or a moment where you were like, oof, I'm not sure about this, or I'm upset, or this is difficult being away from my family or the culture? Was there any moment during that time away that you felt unhappy?
No, I love the culture. I loved what I was doing. I love soccer, and that's why I was there. So I never really felt like I was missing my family or that I was doing something wrong. I woke up with a smile on my face and I just wanted to play soccer.
Why do you think you're so good at making friends?
That's a good question. I don't know. I just really enjoy making connections with other people and learning their story. And then I feel like everybody could learn something off other people. Like I learned so much like about their struggles and how they overcame that. And I feel like I could pick up on those things and then like use them in my own life.
Interesting. So was there a moment or a session when you were there where you were like, wow, that really makes sense? Maybe it was the press after lose. Maybe it was something a coach told you. Like, was there a moment or a piece of feedback that you were like, wow?
Yeah. Yes, the press after lose, but a big thing for me was when I'm playing 10 and beside the other 8, and then if the ball moves to one side and it shifts, we have to close the door. So one goes and then I close after him. That really, like, I really understood that because I'm covering back for him if they play that long ball across, and we really keep them in front of us instead of behind us.
But to me, that is really like basic, and you should know that. So why are you not taught that with your coach at the moment? Maybe probably your coach is amazing and you love him and you respect him, and I'm not like trying to disrespect your coach. But what are you guys doing at London Alliance to tactically get ready for a game?
We like to press a lot. So I learned 2 different ways in Spain. I learned that yes, we press, but yes, we also can sit back and wait for them to make a mistake and then build off of that. In London Alliance, we usually focus on pressing. So as soon as they get to the fullback, winger goes, we step and we shift across. Shift across doesn't mean that in Spain, we learned that we actually have to go diagonal. My coach just taught me to just go across, which was something that I mostly understood.
What are the expected pathways for players from your type of team? Like London Alliance, what's the expected pathway?
The expected pathway is either to go into like the universities here, like Western, Waterloo, UFT, or it's harder because of the exposure to make it D1, D2, D3. And I think based off connections, the other pathway would be to actually make it into an MLS academy like TFC or Whitecaps.
And how easy is that?
It's not easy at all. I feel like based on connections is the most thing that matters there.
So you're playing for your team. You've won tournaments recently.
Yes.
You've been getting to the end of tournaments recently. Why is it not easy to make connections? Why is it difficult to make connections if you're in a winning team?
I feel like right now in Canada, everybody has an idea of who's who. And obviously, if you're not playing OPDL, those coaches really don't pay attention to you because you're not OPDL or you're not MLS.
Do you feel that? Do you feel like that?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Not good. And obviously, like underlooked, because for you making it to the Ontario team, like the provincial team, you have to be OPDL basically to actually make it in.
Do you feel like, it's interesting, do you feel like the youth, and that's why I kind of asked you about like the youth soccer system, do you feel like there's a fair chance for all you guys, or you have to do OPDL to have any chances?
I feel like kind of like a fair chance, but I feel like OPDL is seen as a more like prestigious.
Is it higher level? Like if your team went to OPDL, would you lose more?
We can compete. No. We beat teams OPDL 4 or 5-0.
Really?
Yes. It's just that because they have the OPDL badge, it's looked at as prestigious, and they looked at, oh yeah, they deserve more than you do.
Do you speak about that with your family?
Yeah. And
how does everyone feel?
They feel like, yeah, like I could play OPDL, but obviously the cost compared to Alliance is different.
And so when you're investing in an OPDL team, like what do you get? Like why would other families go and pay for that, for the exposure? Do you get more coaching, less travel, more showcases? I
think you play against teams like Vaughan and Woodbridge, so I guess higher competition. But
Vaughan and Woodbridge are the two best teams.
The two best teams, in my opinion.
Right.
Yes. So you get to play against them, and then you also you get to travel to Toronto every weekend.
How would a TFC scout find you to go and play for Toronto FC? Because all those boys are from other parts of Toronto, right?
Yes.
So how do you get found by that?
I feel like I know that they're going to be here at the FTF, and they would also found you through the provincial screening, which you're basically only allowed to participate if you're OPDL.
So when you go to these events like the FTF Showdown, do you put a lot of pressure on yourself?
Yes, I think I put pressure on myself, but not pressure that, I don't want to be playing bad, but pressure that I want to perform and I want to do the best of my ability because I know I've been preparing for this event.
So how have you been preparing for this event?
Obviously looking at my nutrition a lot. I really want to be able to last the whole match. And obviously there's a certain point where certain players don't play as good after getting tired. So they can't perform to that technical ability throughout the whole game. They drop off after they get tired. So I really focus on, obviously I go out to the fields with my friends, but I not just shoot free kicks. I actually put in the work and do those stamina, work on stamina, do the shuttle runs, and after do the technical work to make sure that I can last the whole game and keep up my technical level.
What do you think why do you do that? Did your dad tell you to do that? Did you go on YouTube and figure it out? Are you just a hungry person in general?
I think I'm a hungry person.
Where does that come from?
That comes from back when I was really young. I really paid attention to Ronaldo, and I really admire his level of discipline and where he
Brazilian Ronaldo or
Cristiano.
Okay. Not Brazilian Ronaldo's discipline.
No. So I really admire his level of discipline. So that really affected me when I was really young, and I was a big fan of him.
But there's a lot of Ronaldo fans that don't do that. So why were you different? Because there's a lot of fans that will say, "Oh, I'm a big Ronaldo fan," but they would never go to the gym, or they wouldn't do sit-ups, or they wouldn't eat the right things. They would just watch him on TV and play video games. So why are you different?
I think maybe because my family, I understand they put a lot of work into being where they are now, and I feel like that just motivates me to actually putting in the work, to not just, I'm gonna go to the gym and never going. I actually want to do it because I feel like I owe something, and I owe something to myself and to my parents.
What does hard work mean to you?
It means actually giving 100% of what you got even past 100%. It means not just, oh, I'm doing it for the sake of doing it. You're doing it because you want to be the best and you actually want to improve as a person.
And playing for your club, do you feel like everyone has the same goals as you?
No.
And how do you deal with that?
Deal with that, like,
for example, I'm assuming that there's some players in your club that want to be pro, there's some players in your club that want to go to university, and there's some players at your club who just kind of play for fun, and some players probably who don't even want to be there, but their parents just send them there. So when you're playing at that type of level, how do you deal with, because dealing with the players that want to be pro is easy because you have the same goals, but dealing with the players who don't really want to be there, how does that like make you feel, or how do you manage that?
I understand they're there for a reason. They want to just have fun and play soccer. But I really just start, like, I focus on myself, on what I want, right? Like, yes, I keep them in mind. You want to play soccer, but I'm here to do one thing, and it's to make it pro or play D2, D3, D1.
What would you say are, when you say like go play D1, D2, D3 in the NCAA is interesting, because I feel like a lot of Canadian players, the more I speak to, want to not leave Canada, but they're open-minded to kind of get out and explore different options. At what point did you start to explore other routes than just going to U Sports?
I think I learned a lot in Spain. Towards, like, yeah, you can go to JUCO for that 1 year, and that 1 year at JUCO can really give you that experience.
How did you learn that?
Off the workshops. We had workshops in Spain that would teach us about what are the pathways that are, like, for us, and the pathway for each, and like for each of us, that really helps you understand who you are and what is the best pathway that you need to take.
And I'm glad that you learned that from the workshop, because I'm glad that you learned something that I spoke about when I was doing that presentation, just out of curiosity, because I try to be quite realistic with the guys that, you know, of course you want to go to Duke, Clemson, Wake Forest, everyone wants to go to these types of schools. But also, like, if you don't really have any offers, you really need to put in the work and reach out to these schools and put yourself in positions that these coaches recruit from. So what did you learn from that talk that I gave? And yeah, what did you learn from that talk that I gave?
I learned that you have to send emails. You have to send, like, every day, like, not just wasting your time in your room, like just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram. You actually have to create an email, make sure it's tailored to the school, program that you want, and then you just keep sending emails with your highlight video, your resume, and why you're a good fit for that school.
Interesting. I feel like you have been following us from the very start, so you've kind of seen, like, the growth of Select Generation and where we started from to, like, where we're at now. From an outside perspective looking in, I'm curious, because I don't know your answer to this, but what is, like, the main message of Select Generation, or what do you think, like, the mission is? Or when you're, like, seeing or, like, hearing from us, like, what message does it give you? Like, what do you think, like, okay, Sam's trying to tell me this, or Select Generation is trying to tell me this?
Select Generation, I feel like their main message is that they will help you reach, and, like, they will help you reach the goal you want to get to. They want to help you through that pathway that you want to get to, right? But they will also be bold with you. Like, if you're not good enough for that level and for that goal, they will tell you. And don't use that as criticism, as, oh, like, I'm not good enough, like, I'm just going to stop. No, use it as, like, again, growth, as a thing that you can use as a stepping stone to actually get there, right? Yes, okay, so you're not good enough, you're not fast enough. Okay, so go to the gym, start focusing on speed. Like, I feel like Select Generation really, really is bold with you and won't lie about your skills and your performance.
Good. Because I remember specifically too, because I remember, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but when you were like, Sam, I want to go play at FIU, you remember this? And I was like, okay, Felipe, I would love to get you to FIU, but, and it was funny because I just actually did was it the podcast with Matthias that you listened to? So you were like, hey, Sam, I know you're living in Miami now and FIU is there, so I'd love if you could put me in touch with FIU. I was like, Felipe, I love you. I think you're a top player, but this is the level that you need to get to go and play at FIU. Yeah. And it was Matthias, obviously, his highlight video, I think he's playing at a top level in France, right?
Yeah.
But I hope that you took from my message was like, you are not here now, but Matthias got to FIU when he was 21. You're 17. like you can get to this destination, but you need to take the right decisions before you get there, right? And it's like the stepping stones, like the bridges, and that's what I said that's what the message that we try and say with like the Moise Bombito. Like Moise Bombito went to JUCO. Now he just got signed for 5 million or however much it is. Like, you are not better than these people that go to JUCO and do these different things. Jas went to JUCO as well, the guy from Forge. So I'm glad that that is the message and that is what you take. I'm also curious to know, like I said, you saw Select Generation right at the start when didn't really have a big following. I think we still had success, and obviously we were on the path to what we were doing. What do you think, or what do you see from the outside as like the biggest growth of Select Generation from an outside perspective? When you think about when I first messaged you to now, what do you see like the differences or the growth?
I think through Instagram, that's huge. Like, and all the connections you guys make with the players, like not just, oh, you guys are just another player. You guys actually talk to the player. What do you want? Where do you want to get to? Like, how do you think like we can help you get there, right? And I feel like you guys really focus on each individual and just be bold, like, again, be bold with them.
What do you think I can do better?
I feel like one thing that you could do better is maybe just things like this, like you're doing right now in FTF, offering that opportunity of being like the semifinalists and inviting them to Spain. I feel like if you did more partnerships like that, would be like a good idea.
I need to hire you. You can come and be a rep for Select Generation. That's a good idea. No, but like I asked you that question because I think that I was speaking to Kyler, for example, and he worked with a different agent. He didn't have a very good experience. And I'm conscious to, as we do grow and as we do work with more players, I still want every player to feel the love and feel like they're important, because that at the end of the day for us is how we're going to grow, is if we have better players, if we give them a better experience, and if we can make more connections. So I'm conscious to get better as an agency, get better as a person working with players like yourself. Has there ever been a moment where you felt a bit disconnected from us, from myself, felt like maybe I was unfair or anything I could have done better to you? Anytime I've been unfair to you?
Not really. I think you've always been fair to me and really shown me what I need to work on and why like I'm not there at that level yet. I could relate it back to the highlight video you showed me. I feel like that really opened my eyes because in London.
So why did you think that you were good enough to go and play at FIU? What made you be like, I'm going to ask Sam if he can put in a good word?
I feel like I was good enough to play FIU because I watched some of their games and I feel like, yeah, like I could fit in here. But obviously after seeing the level of other players, like I saw the Matthias highlight video and that was really high level, nothing to compare to the one I had.
But it's all relative, right? Like, yeah, you know.
That really opened my eyes to like a different situation.
And in your experience in Spain, how was it overall?
I loved it. It was probably the best experience I've had in my lifetime. Like,
why?
Because going to Spain, obviously being independent off the field, obviously not having somebody there to bug you. Hey, don't eat that.
Your mom doing your laundry.
Yeah, your mom doing your laundry. Hey, fix your bed. Like, hey, you need to shower. You need to wake up.
You need to be responsible.
You need to be responsible for yourself. And like just the experience of meeting all those people, all the coaches, like their attitude towards the game, their love towards the game is just different. It's just like I connected back to like my roots in Colombia.
And obviously we want you to come for next year and you're going to come for next year. What was the main decision behind that?
I feel like I really talked to like even teachers from my school. I explained them my situation and if I should take that pathway. My dad also talked to some of their coworkers and he realized that there's no downside to this. Like there's no downside of going to a year in Spain.
What did you think would be a downside? Like what did you have to validate?
I have to validate that, okay, say I go to Spain for a year and nothing happens. That like nothing happens and yes, but I still gained that experience of being by myself, of being an individual and growing through those experiences. And I can come back here and do university, right? And then if not, I can say I play well in Spain, I get a pro contract. Yes, that's another pathway. Another pathway would be, yes, I played good, I got great footage, Matthias level footage, and then I'm going to play D2, D3, D1 in the US.
So when you were thinking about going to Spain, what was the one thing that excited you the most?
Was because I know that in Spain you play more like you want the ball. It's not kick and run. Is you're gonna pass.
Do you think
pass,
that's good
pass.
for your play style?
It's great for my
Why?
play style because I love to get on the ball. I love to get on the ball and create. Like I'm not gonna dribble through 10 players. I want to connect 1-2s, and then play a through ball and get to the box, crash the box, and score.
What do you think will be your biggest challenge next year, playing for a full season in Spain?
I think maybe to adapt to how quick their play style is, maybe, and to like make decisions quicker.
Why would you struggle with that?
Because sometimes I put my head down and I don't scan the field, and then after I get the ball, I sometimes I have pressure on my back, and then I don't see, and then I lose the ball.
What do you want to get better at? What's one area of your game you really want to develop?
I really want to develop my shooting, and obviously my scanning.
Right foot?
My yes, my right foot.
Do you think you're better as a 10 or as an 8?
As a 10.
Why?
Because I love to attack, and I love obviously getting those chances forward.
What is a controversial opinion you have about football?
A controversial opinion
That like you'll argue with your friends about, or
that Lamine Yamal deserved the Ballon d'Or.
you think?
Yes.
Why is that controversial? What's your opinion?
My opinion is that he didn't deserve it
Why?
because Dembele did so much more than him. Dembele, yes, he's Lamine Yamal is younger, but Dembele won everything he needed to win, and he performed at the highest level.
When you speak with your friends about football, what do you guys all talk about? Like in terms of, let's say you're going to school and you're at your lunch break having lunch. Do you talk about like going to college? Do you talk about being a professional? Do you talk about the Premier League, La Liga? Like when you guys are all discussing football, like what do you talk about?
We talk about most of those things. We talk about a lot of variety. We talk about, okay, what's your plan after school? Where you what are you gonna do? You're gonna go play soccer at the fields, or even we talk about our pathways, right? So there's some kids going to D3 schools, like top 10 D3 schools. They're looking to go into Western, Waterloo, and yeah, we usually just talk about our pathways and obviously players in La Liga and pro.
So when I was your age, you are 17, right?
Yes.
Your birthday is the 19th of July?
Yeah.
One day before mine?
One day before yours.
When I was 17, I was quite reckless in terms of I was going out a lot. Even if I had a game on a Saturday, sometimes I would go out on a Friday night. I feel like you are the opposite. You are very disciplined. Do you drink or not?
No.
Do you have a lot of distractions like that, or is your friendship group quite switched on?
Well, like a friendship in Canada?
in school, like your school friends or your group of friends that you hang out with, are they all quite disciplined like you, or do some of them like to party? And
some of them like to party and go out.
And how do you say no?
I just recognize that I have potential and I don't want to waste all the hard work that I put in.
Do they push you to like, hey, Felipe, come?
Yes, they do.
And is it annoying for you to say no to them, or
not really? Because I know I don't enjoy that. I enjoy playing soccer, and I know that going to those parties won't benefit that. So
have you ever been to a party ever?
Yeah.
And is there not a part of you that thinks, well, if that was fun, I want to go again?
No.
Really? It's interesting. I wish I was like you, man. I wish I was in your group of friends when I was 17. But do you think that gives you like your edge?
Yeah. I feel like every time, like say I'm eating well, right? I'm eating chicken and rice instead of people that are eating McDonald's, Wendy's, really give me that like extra confidence boost and like an edge that like when I'm playing, I know the guy playing beside me, oh, he maybe ate McDonald's.
And why are you that disciplined though? I want to touch back to like your environment and stuff, because there'll be a lot of people in your position that also want to be footballers, but they get distracted and they go to these things. Like, is it your parents being strict with you? Do your parents give you freedom and it's just coming from you? Like, what's in you that says, like, why are you saying, no, I don't want to go and party? Because it would be very easy just to say, yeah, I'm going to go.
I think it mostly comes from my parents. My parents giving me, like, the opportunity I have now. I know I'm very lucky to, like, where I am. And obviously in Canada, Colombia, back in Colombia, that things are not very good. And I just know I'm lucky and I got to make the most of it.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
One sister.
How close are you with your sister?
Very close. Like,
and
years-wise?
No, like yeah, just in your relationship.
Yeah, I'm close to her. Yeah.
And and your family like working hard and coming to Canada. So why did your family come to Canada?
Because my dad got a work opportunity.
Okay, so it was okay, and so your dad's obviously taken a risk. He's gone to a new country to try and better the family. And even at a young age, did you still kind of feel like you needed to do him proud? Like he's a role model for you.
Yeah, my dad is a big role model for me, and I felt like I needed to like show that his effort is going to like make of something, right? I don't want to like let him down.
Interesting. And do your parents put a lot of pressure on you?
Not, I wouldn't say pressure, but they know I'm capable of.
They expect a lot from you.
They expect.
And how do you take that?
I take it as fuel. I think so.
And when you say you go to the gym and all of this stuff, like, are they taking you to the gym? Are you driving yourself? Do you walk to the gym?
No. I have a small like gym in my basement. So I just in the mornings or after school, I just go down there.
So, all right, you are working out every day, every other day?
Every other day.
And what happens if you wake up and you're tired or you're fatigued or you're like, I really don't want to do this workout today?
So you think, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to wake up. Like, I don't want to work out. But then what I think about is other players that are going to work out and they're going to get an edge on me. Like, I'm very competitive. So I don't want them to get an edge on me. I want to get an edge on them, right? So I like think about, okay, like there's kids that are not as benefited as me, like where I am. So I'm like, okay, like, no, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to the gym, work out, and it's all going to be okay.
What type of workouts are you doing?
I usually do like core and upper body, but I also do a lot of cardio, like, the John Terry treadmill. You go like 11 miles per hour at like 12 incline, and you do sets of 20 seconds on.
Make sure you warm up.
Yeah. Open the gates, everything.
Yeah, okay.
20 seconds on, 40 seconds off, and then
that's brutal, no?
No, it's okay.
Really, once you get acclimatized.
Yeah, once.
How do you balance all of that without getting injured?
Stretch. I always stretch before bed and when I wake up.
Yeah.
It really makes me like have a good start to the day.
What time does school start?
Starts at 8 a.m.
And what time do you get up every morning? You get up at 6 every morning. And what's your morning routine?
So I wake up, I stretch, I shower, I dress, then I go down to eat. Then I come back up. I have to take my dog out for a walk. Then I do my bed, fix my room, and
that takes you 2 hours.
Yeah.
How
the shower takes like 15 minutes.
Really? You got to sort your hair out and all that.
Oh yeah.
How long is your stretch in the morning?
It's 5 to 10 minutes, depending if I'm like very sore.
How many times a week do you train?
I train 3, not many.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then you have a game Saturday, or?
Games usually Saturday, yes.
How would you say? Interesting, because when you went to Spain, when you came back to Canada, did you? Because a lot of the boys, they're always kind of like, "Wow, I came back to my club and like I saw the game so differently, or I didn't know what I was doing, or like my coach wasn't doing this and it was different." Like when you came back from Spain, how was your experience playing back for the club again?
I really felt like I wanted to go back. I really liked the intensity back in Spain. And I felt like obviously in Canada it's not like, again, like the intensity is not as high. So I just felt like a drop of level.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did you deal with that mentally?
I say, okay, I didn't feel the intensity. So like in that training session per se with my team, I would be like, hey guys, you like any of you want to go out to the field and train? And we would go out and get a session in.
Has there ever been a moment in your career where you felt demotivated, unhappy, or like in a bad mental spot?
Yeah. So before I became a 10, I was a winger. And yes, I have good feet. I have good technical abilities, good passing, but I'm not the fastest player. And obviously when I was younger, obviously people weren't as fast. So yes, I could get by them. But then when we got older, people got stronger, faster, all of that. So I couldn't really get by them and I was struggling because my coach would obviously say, go at him, and I would get past him. But then I look back and he's already ahead of me. So that really like put me down because I was stuck. I was in a loophole. But then my coach, Jeff Cambridge, he used to play for the national team, really helped me like see that if I could play in the middle, it really opened up like a whole other opportunities for me.
Would you say that you love football?
I love football.
What do you love about football?
I love the connections you make through football. I love just the feeling you are when you get the ball, and just like teammates. I love coaches. I love everything about football.
Who's been the best coach that you've had in your life?
Isa.
And why?
Because he really saw something in me. He really saw, yes, Felipe saw, like he used to come over to my house and talk to my dad, and he said that I was really disciplined, and the hard work was my biggest strength.
And how did that help you as a footballer?
I feel again as like something that, okay, I'm disciplined. Okay, so I have to show up every day. I have to put in the work and get to where I want to be.
And you don't have to name this coach, but who was the worst coach that you had, and why? Or not who was the worst coach, because I don't want to call him out, but if you've had a really bad coach, why was he a bad coach?
He was a bad coach because the way he speaks to players, right? So the way that he communicates his ideas, right? So if he doesn't want a player doing a certain thing, he communicates it. Yeah, he has the right, like, yeah, you that player shouldn't be doing that. But the way he speaks to the player, yeah, very negative, very, very aggressive.
For the players that you are playing with that you think will be successful or won't be successful, what are some common themes in players around you that you see in the successful ones and the ones that are lazy or won't be successful?
I see that they have a different mindset. So the players that don't look into going into the like playing after high school, they really don't have that mindset of, oh, I want to win. Like you have to have like that mindset that somebody's fighting for my spot. You got to keep working every day to keep it.
What would you say you're most grateful for?
My family.
Why?
Because they've given me everything I have, and everything that, like, they've supported me throughout those hard times, and throughout like all the obstacles. They really give me feedback and ways to overcome it.
How do you speak with your family about football? Because I remember, for example, when like I was growing up, my dad was always very supportive. My mum, to be fair, she has no idea about football, so she wouldn't tell me anything. She would just say, "Yeah, Sam, good job, well done." But my dad he would be quite negative, to be fair, sometimes. Like I'll be like, "Dad, like, please give me something good." He'd be like, "No, well, you need to improve this, this, this." How are your parents in giving you feedback?
My dad is a really big feedback guy. Like sometimes I come back from a good game, in my opinion, but he has something to say about it, right? And I sometimes, obviously, when I was younger, I used to get negative about it. I'm like, oh, don't you think that was a good play? And he's like, yeah, but you still need to work on that one play you messed up. And I really think that helped me like develop as a player.
How do you take feedback? Like, for example, let's say that you are playing for a coach and a coach wants to get the best out of you. How do I get the best out of you by giving you feedback? Do I need to push you a lot? Do I need to shout at you? Do I need to just give you freedom? Like, how do I get the best out of Felipe?
You need to tell me what you want, and I will give you that. Like, if you want me to get on the ball and create chances for you, I will. If you want me to stay more back and more passive, I will. Like, I just need you to communicate with me of what you want from me to be the best.
And what happens if I don't do that?
Sorry?
What happens if I don't do that?
Well, I will play to the best of my abilities, and I will adapt. Like, I will just watch the game, and then I'll like see, okay, we're pressing too high, and now they're sending like long balls. So I will communicate with the team and say like, hey guys, like drop back.
What would you say? What if you had to give yourself a piece of feedback? What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
To not play with my head down.
Who said that?
Isa. Because I always used to like look at the ball and just run. Like I need to keep my head up to keep what am I going to do next?
And outside of getting better at football, like life in general, what's the best piece of advice you've been given?
I think this was a quote either from a movie, like don't fall backwards, fall forwards. And like that was the best quote I've ever heard, because I've had an injury before where my hip flexor disconnected from my hip, and I was out for like 3 months, and I started like getting back into it, but I really thought that like I really didn't want to go backwards into my training. I really wanted to like keep progressing.
What would you say is, okay, interesting. And I mean, for yourself, like, let's say that we're going back to when I saw you at Tampa, so like 2 years ago, what piece of advice would you give yourself 2 years ago?
I would say make a better highlight video.
Yeah.
Make a better highlight video and work on your physical aspect of the game for sure.
What do you think is important for you getting to the next level?
I think exposure. And more feedback so I can like work on things that coaches want me.
Interesting. Okay. Have you got any questions for me, Felipe?
No.
Nothing.
So in Spain, when we're playing, how do D1 and like colleges in the US see us playing in select?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I think that the more coaches we speak to, and I say this to all of the players, like it's very competitive now to get into not just Division 1, but all of the colleges, NAIA, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. And a lot of the players similar to yourself would probably be like, Sam, how is going to play in Spain going to help me go back to the NCAA because they can't see me play? I can't go to their camp or like all of this, right? So I think that the coaches recruit from sources that they trust. So the coaches recruit from levels that they're like, okay, this is a good player. I can trust this type of player, right? So that's why as a club, like we are not an academy that if we lose, I'm going to tell you it's okay and I can still make something happen for you. Like we need to win. And like the boys, they understand like if we don't win, it's going to be very difficult for me to help you. So if you're a striker who goes to Spain and can't finish, they'll just go and get a Spanish player that can score in Spain. The whole point of going to Spain is like to get, or England or wherever it is, or even to go to a different team in America, to a prep school, is to prove yourself at that level. If you're a striker, score goals. If you're a goalie, get clean sheet saves. If you're a fullback, get assists. Like you need to prove yourself at whatever given level it is. And then the coach be like, okay, I trust that level. I know that player. I know that team. And I'm like, okay, that's a team that I can trust and I can go and get. Full game film, highlight video. How do you think that, what's the school that you're interested in going to? FIU. I went to watch FIU the other day. I think they had one American player on the team, right? How do you think that they got the rest of them? They didn't. The guy from Mexico, France, Germany, they didn't go to the camp. They recruited him from an agent that they trust and from a level that they trust. So hopefully that answers your question. But if you are going to not just Select Generation, if you're going to any club at any level, you need to prove yourself at that level and have it as a proven place where D1 coaches are like, okay, I'm recruiting from that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as long as we win, I can help you. If we don't win, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. And you obviously know the player's level. So you're like, okay, yeah, I can trust him. He can play at that level.
Yeah, I think so. I think a big thing is like obviously recommendations. Like coaches they get a lot of emails from players and phone calls. So it's like they need recommendations. So I think personally, I think I've got a good idea of the college landscape and I can tell if this player is going to be successful at this level or not. And that's what a lot of the coaches want from agents. That's why you work with an agent, because the agent knows the level and knows the player. I think that's why also we started the team in Spain, because previously it was like, I went to see you at Tampa and I make you a highlight video, but I only saw you for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So do I really know if you could play at a D1 or a D2 or a D3? Maybe based off your kind of level and seeing you for 90 minutes, but I don't know what your character's like. I don't know what you're like in training. So with the team, it's like, can we, get a better read on a player over a full season and then build them up and give them the environment too? Because a lot of players at 18 are not ready to go and play in the NCAA.
Yeah.
What other questions you got for me? Or something you're curious about? Like, I wonder what Sam thinks about this. Or I wonder how Select Generation is doing this.
What do you think about the level in Canada right now?
I don't know that much about Canada, to be honest. I'm not that well versed in Canada. It's an area that I would like to explore more. I think it's similar to North America in terms of you have a lot of physical players. The infrastructure is probably behind the rest of the world. Yeah. I'm not really that well versed in Canada, to be fair. I mean, I go to FTF. The FTF full showdown that I went to last year was really high level, really good. And then I went to the one in the summer and you were playing in that, and I didn't think it was that top. I remember I was next to a Division 1 coach who I know, and he was saying that he didn't think it was that good of a level, and I was surprised because the last one I went to. So I think there's a big variety in terms of the clubs and the teams. It's similar to like America when you have MLS Next. Like you have the MLS Next academies who are amazing, top, fully funded, like their pro academies are amazing. And then you have MLS Next teams who are at the bottom who are not that great. So I don't really know that much about Canada, but I think you have a lot of athletes. Maybe they just lack technical, tactical aspects of the game. You think that's fair or?
Yeah. Okay. Are you excited for the FCF Fall Showdown and like how the semifinalists go to Spain?
Yes, I'm excited. I mean, this is the first scouting trip that we're doing this season. So the next 2 months are going to be very busy with all the events that we're attending. This is the first one. Yeah, man, I'm excited to go watch some ballers and see how we do. Yeah, what other questions you got for me, Felipe? Something controversial maybe or something funny?
Do you think it was a penalty against Real Madrid? Or against Barca?
Yes.
For Real Madrid?
Yes. You?
I do too.
You a Madrid fan or Barca fan?
I'm a Real Madrid fan.
You're a Madrid fan. There we go. Good stuff. Felipe, what are you most excited about in your life?
Right now, I think going to Spain.
Why?
Because it's away from my family. I'm excited to see how I will become independent and how I will grow throughout that 1 year. And how I'll develop as a soccer player and my skills. And if I can reach that level.
Good. We're excited, man. I'm excited. Next year's going to be a good year. And we're excited to have you as part of the team, man.
Thank you so much.
So, Felipe, thank you. Guys, we'll tag Felipe's Instagram. If you have anything that resonated with you or he said something that you don't agree with that you want to hammer him for in the DM, send him a message. But yeah, Felipe, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate you coming out here.
Thank you for having me.